Alrighty, so this is a quick demo of my final project for, well, a first draft of my final project for VRT310, I think. Good God, I hope I'm right. Yes, I am. Um, so this obviously isn't all of what I have. Um, there is a title screen here, which again is not fully implemented, but you know, first draft and all. If it will load. All right, well, it takes a little while. There we go. So you can just see that there's a start and a exit. And unfortunately, because I do not have everything set up just yet, it does not actually take you to the first level, which would be the test game scene. But I can quickly walk through this, show you what's actually going on with it. And the exit actually does work for both a standalone build and in the editor. I think I did some weird like code macro type thing for the editor stuff to be not included in the you know, retail builds and all that, but don't know why it needs to import assets. Alrighty, here we go. Come on. Well, I guess it didn't start yet. Alrighty. Okay, there we go. So as you can see here, not a whole lot. When I try to grab up here, it does absolutely nothing because I don't have anything set up again. But if I try to come down here, oh, what did I do? Anyway, if I come down here, hit Shift G to grab this exit button. Okay, yeah, see? So that's the title screen so far. Let's head to the test game scene. And it's not the best because I don't actually have like the interactions just built in just yet. So, but what I do have here is a script. You can see that you can see that each of these elements actually correspond with the positions of the tic-tac-toe board. So you can see 1, 2, 3, so on and so on. And these Boolean values in this list control that. So, and here you can just see the reference to all the individual board indexes, elements, whatever you want to call it. But here you can see the there's 3 in a row right here, and there's 1 in the middle. I'll show you the output of the function here. It's actually, I got the finding the which how do I want to phrase this? Finding which row and column or diagonal has actually been completed by a single, you know. You can see down here it says row 1, and yeah, you can see row 1 is absolutely completed. And then if I come down here, go to the nice element, so that'll create the diagonal here down in this row. I believe I called this the back diagonal, sort of like a backslash, but or a forward slash rather. Huh? Yeah. Should probably change that, huh? Wait, no, that's correct. All right, but yeah, you can see it both found row 1 and the back diagonal row. So that's the way I actually do this is pretty much how I did it in class, or at least we went over it in class. We find the first element of the row or column or diagonal. We store that in a temporary variable, and we compare all other elements in the row, column, or diagonal to that variable. And if they are not equal to the variable, it's not at all a match. And if the first element here is empty, it could never be a match. So just how the algorithm to that works. I think I can actually bring it up here. Yeah, it's an ITT board, or TTT board. This is just so I can have it set up for different environments a little bit faster. But yeah, here you can see you search through the rows, just iterate through the length of the board, which is a 2D array. Yeah, here you can see it. If the board state is empty, just continue. Oh, that should actually be break. That still works. Just a couple more recursions, I guess. Not recursions, loops. But yeah, this just uses a link to select an amount of the board. And since it's length, it would be 3 elements. And it checks the first element, second element, and third element. Realistically, we would only really need to check the second element since we're getting the first element, but you know, might as well. Just makes the code a bit easier to read. Yeah, you can see we just cast to a enum, which I'll actually go show that as well. Yeah, none, and that's actually if none of the rows match, which I suppose I could show off in just a second here. But yeah, this is the columns, pretty much identical. You just swap these two around and also these two. And you add 4 because, well, they're a different position in enum, so, you know. And these are just single cases where you're going to check the front diagonal and back diagonal. And these actually have that slight optimization where you only check the second element and the third element because you're already technically checking the first element. Although that's the element you actually compare it to, so you don't really need to check it, you know, all that. And this is the code to handle if there is no rows found. But yeah, all that is fun. Let me actually demonstrate that the no rows work as well. So, and I'm assuming this would work just as well for, yeah, you can see none. I'm assuming this would work just as well if there's a circle on the board. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Go over the test board real quick. This is just, you know, how some things are implemented here. This is just initializing the board state. Well, that's actually, yeah, it's initializing the board state based off the testing Boolean list. So, or array, not list. Yeah, then it calls a search for 2D, which is search for elements in a 2D array. So, other than that, there's not a whole lot here. Obviously, you can see that this is actually just straight up initialization. Although it should not be like that. Oh, this is pretty much doing the exact same thing over here. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this was fun to deal with. I realize you have to find how to translate a 3D array or a 2D array to a 1D array, and the way you do that is you just divide by the amount of divide by the number of rows, and then also divide by the number of, or you modulo by the number of columns, which is a bit difficult to understand, but yeah, it's difficult to find out too. I had to do this pretty much all on my own, so it's all I have for now. I do want to get a couple more things up and running, like the loading of the scenes and a couple other things too. But all in all, this is really easy work in all honesty. Like I didn't expect this to be as easy. Obviously, C# is not my favorite language, but yeah, that's all I have.